Hey, welcome to GarageBanter. We're back. We're just throwing it off a little bit. I'm over here and
welcome back to GarageBanter, where this
What
dude's
up?
trying to introduce us. He's doing a great job.
just terrible.
We're back. Season 1, Episode 3. Episode is Lord Snow. We're minus the guy. Nick couldn't be here tonight. You know, he'll be here for the next one. He said we'd go ahead and do one without him because he's seen Season 1. This guy hasn't seen any of it, so he's the one we need to focus on anyway. Once we get to Season 2, Nick will really need to be, you know, in focus for sure.
Yep.
But to recap, Season 1, Episode 2 from our last episode was we had obviously the big one that you had was Ned killing the lady, the dire wolf.
Yep. I got really angry about that last time.
Yeah, and it really wasn't his fault. You know, it was more he was doing what he was told to do. It really was Cersei's fault. So
I can agree with that. And then we also had the
Sansa being a little horrible sister.
Yep, she was terrible. Then the assassin.
Yeah, we had the assassination attempt on Bran, and Summer put a stop to that. So we had a good dire wolf moment.
Yep.
So Bran's dire wolf, Summer stepped in. What else we have? We had Tyrion going with Jon. We had some conversation with Jon.
Yep. He's
going to the wall.
Yep. Trying to piss off the edge of the world.
You know, so there's some stuff here, you know, and Lord Snow lends, you know, this episode lends to, I guess, we'll see something with Jon maybe.
Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, you got anything else you want to recap from that you want to reiterate through?
No, I'm just ready to start this next episode. Really, pretty pumped about it and ready to go.
Yeah, he's been you know, calling, texting me like, when we gonna watch? When we gonna watch it? You know, when we gonna do this? Let's watch you know, episode 3. You know, I'm excited. So he's excited, and I understand. I mean, as of right now, when we get done with this, I'm gonna go watch season 6, episode 8. When we get done with this, when y'all leave, so I'm excited.
That's what he says. Anyways, I might cut his cable, but you know, we'll see.
He's not gonna cut my cable. We're gonna do this. All right, here we go. Season 1, Episode 3, Lord Snow. And here we go.
If you'd like to change into something more appropriate.
What's wrong with this? He's like, it's too hot down here. He's like, it's too hot down here. It's just too cold, man. And there it is. The throne.
Thank the gods you're here, Stark. About time we had some stern northern leadership.
Glad to see you're protecting the throne.
Steady your
I told you brother was gonna die
How many king's
next.
asses
I
have
told
passed, I
you.
wonder? And what's the line? The king shits and
He was gonna cut his
the
face
hand
off.
wipes. If I stabbed the mad king in the belly instead of the back, would you admire me more?
You served him well. When serving was safe.
Strong words. I think they like each other.
No, they do not.
Lord.
I've hoped to meet you for some time, Lord Stark. No doubt Lady Catelyn has mentioned me.
She has, Lord Baelish. I understand you knew my brother Brandon as well.
All too well. I still carry a token of his esteem. From navel to collarbone.
Perhaps you chose the wrong man to duel with.
Well, it wasn't the man that I chose, my lord. It was Catelyn Tully. A woman worth fighting for. I'm sure you'll agree.
I humbly beg your pardon, my Lord Stark.
Grand Maester.
He's talking about his
How
wife.
many years has
About
it
Ned's
been?
wife.
You were a
Uh-oh.
young man.
And you served another king.
Oh, how forgetful of me.
When the winter comes, the 7 gods together couldn't save you and your royal army. A good king knows when to save his strength. And when to destroy his enemies.
So you agree? The Starks are enemies.
Everyone who isn't us is an enemy.
Enough of that, young lady.
He's a
Eat your
little
food.
prick.
I'm practicing. Practicing for what? The prince?
A blade with a name. And who were you hoping to skewer with Needle, your sister? You know the first thing about sword fighting?
Sticking with the pointy end.
That's the essence of it.
I was trying to learn. I asked my kids to practice with me.
I know a story about a boy who hated stories. I could tell you about Sir Duncan the Tall. Those were always your favourite.
What are you telling him now?
Only what the little lord wants to hear.
Get your supper, I want some time with him.
Big as hounds. The spite is as big as hounds.
Rotting the dead horses.
One time she told me the sky is blue because we live inside the eye of a blue-eyed giant named Macumba.
Maybe we do.
How do you feel?
It's true, isn't it? What Maester Lewin says about my legs.
Be hard news. Telling your
Rather
brother
be
that he's
dead.
paralyzed.
He's paralyzed forever?
Don't ever say that.
I'd rather be
That's what he
dead.
just said.
You little worm! You take me for some back alley Sally!
I meant no disrespect. To you, of all people.
How dare you bring me here?
There's only one dagger like this in all of the 7 kingdoms. It's mine.
Yours?
At least it was, until the tournament on Prince Joffrey's last name day. I bet on Sir Jaime in the jousting.
If that were a real sword, you'd be dead. Lord Snow here grew up in a castle, spitting down on the likes of you.
My wife is in Winterfell.
Is she?
Mm-mm.
The war for Cersei's cunt.
Let me go.
You dirty, dirty, dirty.
They're dirty.
Ugh! Nasty bastards.
I wish I could see the girls.
It's too dangerous.
Just for a moment.
Until we know who our enemies are.
I know they did it, Ned. The Lannisters in my bones, I know it.
Littlefinger's right.
Think about it being your
I
sister.
can't do anything without proof.
And if you find the proof?
Then I bring it to Robert. And hope he's still the man I once knew. You watch yourself on the...
That's so sweet. Now she's dying.
Off with
She
you.
does die. I think.
For a reprieve. You said the same thing you've been saying for hours.
Burn them all.
Burn them all.
That guy right there is supposed to be like the best fighter in the realm. That other guy that was standing next to him.
Okay,
The older guy standing up.
Okay.
Not better than Ned.
Yeah, better than that.
Supposedly.
When he was younger. He's old now, so. I think it's Lord Tellme, I think is his name.
Did the Dothraki buy their slaves?
The Dothraki
And that was
don't
pretty good in
believe
his
money.
day, too.
Most of their slaves were
Orders from savages or their sluts.
Do you hear me?
He's making the rules now.
You walk.
Uh-oh. Looks like you shouldn't have said that she was fucked by every single one of their men and all their horses. Because now you're going to be. Ruh-roh. Ugh, that sucks for you, brother.
Not looking too good for him.
When he earns it.
When he earns the die?
We'll speak when I return.
He is, you know, he said a man that is what he is until he earns it. You know, you are who you are until you earn something better. So basically, what I'm saying. Basically, we write a passage kind of thing, and you earn it.
Right.
Taste. Bit chewy.
What about you, my lord? What's the strangest thing you've eaten?
Do Dornish girls count?
So, you roam the Seven Kingdoms, coloring pickpocket. I think he's starting to like me.
It's Khaleesi. What are you doing?
When was last time you bleed, Khaleesi? You change, Khaleesi. Me ashasava vesufun.
For a man on horseback, the curved blade is a good thing. Easy to
Whoa.
Khaleesi have baby inside her. It is true. She does not bleed for 2 moons. Her belly starts to swell.
She
does not want to eat horse.
I'll have the boys butcher a goat for supper.
She's been with him that long?
It's been a while. I don't know exactly the time frame, but it's been a while.
Okay, so it's gonna be Dothraki baby.
Yes, it's his baby.
We
Okay.
ride for Vice Dothraki.
Very dead.
Very dead.
That's it.
That's it.
Till next time, she's gonna grow up to be like a fighter. You can see it in her. Dead. Very dead. Very dead.
It was not good. It was a slow episode.
Slow, yeah, slow episode.
It was a slow episode, but there were some good parts. You know, Arya's getting, you know, Ned gave her, instead of dancing lessons for a lady, he gave her dancing lessons.
Yes.
You know, sword
dancing.
You know, and a bunch of stuff came to fruition about the whole plot.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the things that's playing on my mind the most in this is the Dothraki. Queen is queen.
You know, she's starting to get a little power.
She's getting a little power, and now that they're
getting a little, she's not so timid. When you first saw her, you know, at the very beginning, she wouldn't even speak to her brother.
Right.
Like she was, you know, shy and
right.
You know, I can't talk to him. You know, he's better than me. He's more superior. You know. And
now
she's getting some balls. You know.
Now she's more superior, and she's got a baby with him, and she's fell in love with the King Dothraki.
Khal Drogo.
She's fell in love with him. And they've got a boy on the way.
Well, she just said it was a boy. She doesn't really know. She's just like, it's a boy. I can feel it. You know.
Yeah. So if it's a girl, he's gonna kill her.
No.
I was just kidding.
I don't. You know, I'm not familiar with what they do with girls, but they want boys. You know, they want boys. But you know, we figured out that Peter Baelish is. You can hear that big time when you do that. You rub against the mic. We figured out that Peter Baelish has something for Catelyn Stark, Ned's wife.
Okay. Yeah.
Ned doesn't like it too much, and you know he said he would help him. But what do you think about that? What do you think about Peter Baelish?
Man, I think he's gonna betray. I think that when y'all asked me who's the next to die last episode, I think it's Ned's wife.
You can't change every episode.
I know, but dude, I'm thinking I think Baelish is gonna betray her, and she's gonna end up dead somehow. And that's why, like, Ned, when he just something about the way he looked at her at the end while she was riding off, it shows, man. That's what I think. But it was a slow episode.
You know, there was a lot of I think this was like more of a filler episode for the first season.
Most definitely.
But the first season has a lot to cover in plot. They have to set up a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And they really set up what do you think about him discovering that was Tyrion's dagger?
Man, I don't know much to say against that.
I mean, supposedly Peter Baelish said that that's Tyrion's dagger used to.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Did Tyrion set him up? Is Tyrion the one who was going to have Bran killed?
I said that last time. That Tyrion was against Bran, and he's going back to King's Landing.
Yeah, but we saw,
he's going to stop at Winterfell.
In this episode, we saw that Jaime said it was him that did it. So are they setting their little brother up? What's the deal there? There's a lot of.
I don't know.
So there's
we'll find out.
A lot to wrap your brain around. Who's pulling the strings? Obviously, it's more or less the Lannisters right now. But
oh yeah, Lannisters are
who's
playing
on their
games.
side and who's not on their side? Who's in their eyesight?
Ned's not on their side. Ned's family's not on their side. Starks are not on their side. They hate them.
For some reason, I don't know. They don't like them for some reason.
Because they're honest people.
Yeah.
That's why.
They're a force to be reckoned with. That's why.
That's right. They are a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much where it is. We saw a bunch of Jon. Jon is up at the wall now, and
he is a warrior. He's good. He's a warrior, and he's teaching all these kids up there.
At first he was like trying to make everybody see that I'm better than y'all.
And now
then he started to learn I can't do that. I'm here forever. I got to be friends with these guys.
Right.
So I'm gonna teach them. I'm gonna help them instead of beating them down all the time.
Right.
Oh, Jon. But he's a good fighter, though.
Yes, he's a very good fighter.
He's pretty good.
He's very good with the sword, and I think he's going to be a good teacher for these kids. He's going to, be able to show them, and then next thing you know, I think that they might, the old men, the weary old men that speak to Tyrion, tell your sister, tell her.
Yeah.
I think that Jon is going to be Lord Jon Snow after it's all said and done of the Wall. He's going to man it together.
Have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well,
what'd you think? Ned went and got the best swordsman in the world, their world, basically the first sword of Bravos, to come train his daughter for sword fighting. That's pretty cool. And also one thing I wanted to mention was, what'd you think of Varys, the bald guy who always had a robe on and was talking to Peter? He's part of the council.
I don't know much about him, man. I didn't give him much thought.
Yeah, this was the first time we met him. This first episode was the first time we met Varys.
He seems weird, though. He seems like
he's got little whispers. He's got little birds that tell him secrets, and he knows everything.
Yeah.
So Peter Baelish thinks he knows everything too.
He knows much knowledge, is what he said, and that's where he's gonna be the. How do I say this? Snape.
Snape. I don't know about that, but he's one to watch for. He's one to watch out. Just watch Varys, Peter Baelish, and all that. Just make sure you keep an eye on the story and where it's going and stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
But I'm pretty sure the next episode is really, really good.
Okay.
So we'll get back to y'all on season 1, episode 4. This was season 1, episode 3 reaction. Not really much to react to, but it's a good setup episode. It's
definitely a filler.
We got the good thing about this episode is we got to meet a lot of new characters.
Yeah,
we saw the Lord Commander Mormont of how the leader of Castle Black in the Wall.
Yes,
we saw him. We got to see a bunch of new Dothraki, and we get meet some new characters there.
Kind of how the Dothraki story is starting to turn. Kind of showed us that, and then also
the Daenerys storyline.
Yeah, and then also it shows us a lot about Jon. This is a lot about Jon, and how it's going to turn out for him. And I think it's just a filler, a guessing. It does a lot.
It's a lot to do with everything. You gotta pay attention to everything in this show.
Yeah.
We also, like we've said, you met Lord Peter Baelish, Littlefinger.
Littlefinger.
That's what they call him, Littlefinger. We also met Lord Varys, and we met. Got to get some time with the Lannisters again. Jaime and Cersei and all them, and
the old lady
Robert.
talking to Bran.
Yeah, that was good.
She said.
I can't think of her name. Old Nan or something like that. Old Nan, I think is her name. It's something like that.
She once told me
I can't think off the top of my head.
She once told me the sky was blue because we lived in the eye of a blue-eyed giant.
That was a good one. But there's a lot of cool stories. We figure out that Bran's paralyzed for this episode.
Yeah, that's what they say. I think he's gonna walk again, and the pup too.
The pup's okay.
Just kidding.
The dire wolf is okay.
Not Lady.
No, she's unfortunately rest in peace, Lady.
Yeah.
But we'll get this next episode knocked out here in a day or two, and
we'll see you then.
Just keep it going. We'll keep it going.
We'll have the rest of the team back the next time, hopefully.
Next episode, we'll have the rest of the team back, and we'll recap for Nick and stuff and what happened. So we'll tell him a little bit about what happened in this episode, get him refilled, because he's seen season 1, so we're good there. But, I mean, that's it. I mean, thanks for watching. I'm glad.
Thanks, guys.
I'm glad you're all watching, and
yeah,
people are liking this. We're getting some pretty good views on it. So
yeah, tell your friends, subscribe, comment. We want to hear what you haters hate about. You know what I mean?
Why do you call them haters? They're a lot.
Or lovers, whichever.
Lovers, haters.
If you hate and love,
fighters,
let us know what you hate
haters.
and love.
But I'm glad y'all liking it, and we'll keep doing it. And I love Game of Thrones. I'm gonna go in there and watch the brand new episode of Game of Thrones.
So I'll turn this
keep
cable
these
off.
guys out, and I'm gonna go watch some up to date Game of Thrones.
Peace.
So that's it, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for episode 4 of season 1. See you.